last fire will rise. The last fire will rise behind those eyes. Black house will rock. Blind boys don't lie. Immortal fear. That voice so clear.
Hello, YouTubers. So by the time I wind up posting this, I'm sure it'll be kind of very late to the game. But I wanted to do a quick review. I just recently saw The Amazing Spider-Man 2 in theaters. I was a fan of The Amazing Spider-Man, but to be honest, I like the originals, the Tobey Maguire movies better. I mean, for all their faults, they're still good. Maybe not the third one, but for all their faults, the first two are good, and even the third one, is enjoyable. It's just it's sad for what it could have been. I did still like The Amazing Spider-Man, but found that I liked the other two better. The other three better. When it comes to The Amazing Spider-Man 2, again, I still liked it, but I wasn't terribly impressed. I felt like it left a lot to be desired. It was like a almost 2.5-hour movie, and yet felt rushed. I know, girly. Like the villain, Electro, just felt kind of just shoved in and rushed, even though he was in the entire movie. I also thought, Electro before he becomes Electro was just, in my view, just kind of stupid. It's like they just told him to act weird, and it didn't come across like somebody who's actually weird. It came across as somebody trying to act weird. It was really just, I thought, stupid. I thought he was actually really badass once he became Electro, but then we didn't get enough of him. And not to mention, it's like, okay, you're this nerdy, dorky dweeb of a guy, and then all of a sudden you're this badass because you get electrocuted by a bunch of eels and turned into this freak. It was just too much of a weird transition. Like, all of a sudden, it was just stupid. And people talk a lot about, like Spider-Man 3, they kind of shoehorned in a bunch of enemies, and that's why a lot of people complain about that. But they did that in this movie, like the Green Goblin. First of all, I won't even get into how they screwed up the story of that. I mean, unless in the Ultimate Spider-Man was different, I don't know. I was never a fan of that rewrite of the comics because they just mess everything up. Unless it was how that was in there, I don't know. But I won't go into detail. If you've seen the movie and you know the Spider-Man history, you'll know what I'm talking about. But they kind of just shoved the Green Goblin in there. I'm sure he's going to be in, I think they're kind of setting up for the Sinister Six, so obviously he's going to be part of that. But still, it's the Green Goblin. It's not like we needed his backstory again, but the way they just, shoved him in, it was just ridiculous. It was still a good movie. I will definitely add it to my collection, when it comes out to Blu-ray, DVD. But to me, it was kind of disappointing. It left a lot to be desired. Hopefully the next one will be really good. I would definitely still see that too, of course, but it just could have been so much better. Feel free to leave comments below. What did you think? Do you happen to like these better than the Tobey Maguire movies? Some people apparently do, but to me, it's just, to me, Tobey Maguire was the definitive. I mean, it had its flaws, but those were, just that was Spider-Man. I feel like with this Andrew Garfield, he's just a little too whiny and cocky. Spider-Man was kind of a dork, and that's part of it. But this guy, he's too emo almost, which is funny considering the emo Spider-Man 3. But anyway, I digress. So, like I said, they're still good movies, but hopefully the third one will be the definitive one. But we'll have to wait and see. Okay, thank you, YouTubers. Have a nice day.